Welcome back to Run the Ropes Media. Today we got a very special guest here on the podcast. We got the 1/3 of the reigning, defending Ring of Honor six-man tag team champions, the captain, Shawn Dean.
What's good with it, Mob? For those who will hear me say that word, and I'm gonna try to, just explain it in simple term. This is also my fraternity brother. So when I say mob, that is me, talking to Captain Shawn Dean and our fraternity, our fraternity lingo. So if y'all hear me say that, he's not a
the
part
greatest
of the mob,
fraternity.
the mafia out there, that he's a part of the best fraternity in the world. So I just want to give you guys that 411 up
Greatest.
front in person.
Let's go.
So with that being said, Dylan, I'm gonna go ahead and let you take the floor. I know this guy personally, so I'm gonna go ahead and have Dylan, start it off with the questions.
Yeah, of course. I mean, just to get
sure.
into some of your early life and your upbringing and kind of how you came about getting into professional wrestling.
So like Mob said, I'm his frat brother. I grew up in Chicago, man. That's where my ties come from. I grew up on the South Side, Inglewood, Chicago, born and raised. On the playground where I spend most. No, no, man. It's just that's my upbringing. I grew up, man. That that upbringing on Inglewood, man. It shaped me into the man I am today. Just the trials and the tribulations, the struggles I had to go through to overcome that. It really set me up for success in a way. I played football most of my life, up until I went to the Navy. Went to the Navy right out of high school. After the Navy, I felt like the Navy life just really wasn't. It wasn't my calling. It wasn't what I was meant to do. Shout out to my brothers and sisters in arms that are still doing their thing. Those are falling. Those are still doing a thing out there in the service. It just wasn't something for me. I feel like I had a greater purpose than that. And it led me to go back into football. And when I went back to Chicago after leaving the military, I was able to play a little semi-pro football. I played a little arena football. I did a NFL combine, and I believe that was in 2011, 2012, with the Chicago Bears. Got to go to Hallis Hall, got to try out for multiple teams in the NFC North, AFC North during that time. And I felt like I didn't make it. I was a free agent for a year, and I felt like that was probably as far as I was going to go in football. And that was my passion. That was what I really thought that was my calling. But it turned me to, I guess, what really was my calling, which was professional wrestling. And in 2015, I did a video. I upload it for WWE Tough Enough at the time. And during that, I did like a promo, like a 1 minute, 1 minute promo, really 30 seconds. And it went viral at the time. Got noticed by WWE. I was able to almost get on that show, to get on Tough Enough during that time frame. And I felt like, even though I didn't make it there, I felt like I had something. So I trained in Chicago. I found a small school in Chicago, Anarchy Pro. Shout out RIP my man Starks. He passed away last year. But that was my start. That was my foot in the door to this world of professional wrestling. I did a little bit of training there, and I'm talking about setting up the ring by myself, me and Starks. We set up the ring by ourselves, do our thing. I go train with him for like about 2 hours, break it back down, and do it all again the next week. After that, just doing that, I felt like I needed more. Anybody who's ever been at the highest level, you can't do something once a week and expect to be the best at it or to get to the next level. So it's a wrestling promotion in Chicago, AEW. This is when like AR Fox, who was my trainer, was there on this show, and he was about to work a match, and I got to talk to him while working ring crew. And he said, "Hey man, I got a school in Atlanta. If you ever want to come down, I'll train you. I'll get you right. I'll teach you what you need to do to get to the next level." He's naming all these names. Like, yeah, I wrestled the Young Bucks, Roderick Strong, Drew McIntyre. Like he's naming all these names, and I'm just like, yeah, all right, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you all right. But I took him up on all. I started doing my research, and I found out, like, hey, man, he's legit. He's legit. You know what he's talking about. So, 2017, I packed it all up, and I moved to Atlanta, man. And that was my official foray, my official start into really taking professional wrestling seriously and getting the tools that I needed to start out.
Now, let me ask you, were you always a wrestling fan growing up, or did this just happen to be the path after
Man.
football?
Oh man, I was a fan since I was 5 years old. Like, Saturday mornings was like wrestling was a thing. Saturday mornings after I watched, Saturday morning cartoons, Power Rangers, all this WMACB Masters, all this stuff would go off on Fox. Man, I'll switch right over and watch WWF Superstars. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching this on the weekends, and that was like my first little taste of it, and watching all the pay-per-views. I didn't have cable, so we would bootleg cable. So back then you would watch the channels, the pay-per-view channels would be fuzzy. You know what I'm saying? So me and my brothers would we'd be sit down, if you stay still, if you don't move, the picture come clear. So we'd be sitting there when Sundays would come around, and we'd just sit in front of the TV. We not even moving, just trying to watch all. We'd be marking out, tripping out. If something crazy happened, we don't want to get up and shout because we don't want the picture to mess up because we don't know if it's gonna come back clear. But yeah, man, I've been a fan. I've been a fan since the jump, man. My favorite wrestler was growing up was Mr. Perfect, man. I felt like he was just like the complete package, man. That man was just he Mr. Perfect had swag. My man's was a premier athlete. Dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever thrown yourself a touchdown pass? I don't think so. Mr. Perfect did. So that man was the man,
Not alone. Spit out your gum and smack it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, and smack it effortlessly. With effortlessly. Yes.
That's dope. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that someone and I'm gonna say your generation of wrestling would say Mr. Perfect, but when you think about it though, I feel like it's a lot of people that low key has Mr. Perfect. Like when you sometimes look at like a top 10, top 20, Mr. Perfect is low key on that list. You know what I'm saying? So, we think of the Stone Colds, the Undertakers, the Rock. We think of those names, man, but Mr. Yes. Perfect name, it somehow always rings in that, that whether it's a top 10 IC champ or top 10 this, like Mr. Perfect name is, low key on that list. So that's a good one. That definitely caught me when you said Mr. Perfect though.
Yeah, man. Mr. Perfect embodied the technical wrestler, the wrestler that just he was wrestling. Like he could do it all. He could be a athletic guy. He can get down and do some mat stuff with the best of them. So one of the greatest IC champs of all times, when the IC belt was considered like that was a big belt. Like, I mean, as far as like when I was younger, I used to feel like the IC title was that was the belt. Like I'm talking about that was their belt. Like, so and again, like I said, Mr. Perfect he had swag. Like he had it all. Like he just had what we call now aura. That man had aura, and you can't teach that. He had it.
Facts.
Rick, I don't want you, going out here and saying that, he was ever in your top 10 list, though. All right, let's be real here, okay? We've been doing this podcast for a little while now. You have never said Mr. Perfect once.
I'm talking about others people's top 10. You will know, like, man, I named pretty much half a mile right there. I'm just saying, just in general, like you will see his name on some. Of course, y'all know, man. Hey, it's always been 316. On this side of the ropes. But now I respect it though. I respect it. What you got? What else you got for us, Dylan?
Yeah, I was just curious as to how the whole Ring of Honor and AEW partnership works. I don't know if maybe, you can touch on kind of how they determine on what superstars go where, and kind of like how the match card breaks down as far as that goes?
So AEW and ROH, I mean ROH is, I guess we would like say, like a little brother, little sister to AEW. Um, the way it kind of worked out, and we as many of you know, we have a nice size roster. You know, we have um, we have our people that are on Dynamite and Collision, and some of those people might come down to ROH at times. Some of us that's on ROH might go up to Collision. There's really no real like developmental or a you got to be down here a certain amount of time before you go there. We try to treat ROH like it's its own thing. Uh, so I think that as time goes on, it just depends on how much work you're putting in on ROH and the way you're getting over organically with the crowd. I can use me and Bravo and the infantry as an example. Is that when we first started out, we was on AEW Dark at the time. You know, we was on Dark, and then as time went on, we got ROH, and then we moved up. We was on ROH, you know, because Dark went away, and then all of us that was on Dark Elevation, we kind of found a home on the ROH side, and then now it was a thing now where we got titles, we got things we can pursue, we got things that all this work we're putting into now is going to accumulate to something. We got something to chase, and that changed the competitive atmosphere of what we had on AEW Collision and our Dynamite, and even during the time before Rampage went away, we had Rampage. So for us with ROH, it was kind of like this is where you go to prove yourself. This is where you're going to say like, hey, I kind of belong. I want to be on the net. I want to be on TV every week. And it's just that platform. And that's how me and Bravo, Trish, that's where we kind of grinded and gritted our teeth. We was on the very first episode of the rebrand of ROH where we had to go against the Kingdom. And it just was a different level of hunger because now we are wrestling people who are on the main roster and we're going toe for toe with these guys, and it's just showing that we belong. So, and on top of that, it's making ROH important too, because now you got these guys coming in from, you know, you got the Kingdom coming down, or you might have Dark Order coming down, or you have, Roosh and LFI, they're coming down. They're all in ROH. So now I feel like we made ROH be a competitive place again. We got Bandito, we got Commander that comes down. On the ladies' side, we got Red Velvet, we got Deanna Perrazzo, we got, of course, Trish Adora, we got Taya, we got Mina Shirakawa. So it's like we have names who you might have seen on Dynamite and Collision, and they're mainstays on ROH. You know, so we're just making it be what ROH was before it was brought by AEW, which is another place for talent to go to showcase that they belong on the next level.
Now I got a
Yeah,
question. Oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, now I got
Go
a
ahead.
question, Mob. First and foremost, when y'all joined Shane Taylor Promotions, I'm like, all right, okay, Mob about to be on TV. Mob about to start doing some stuff.
Yeah.
Then y'all won those 6-man tag team champs, bro. And like, Mob, I text you that night when y'all won them belts, like, bro, proud of you because I've seen the grind, you know, like I've come to the
Yeah.
shows in AEW, bro. Like I see the work that you do, you know,
Yeah.
behind scenes and, you know, on television as well. So when y'all won those championships, bro, like what was the feeling? You know what I'm saying? Like I know you got a lot of love from the crib. And I know everybody was, but like, man, like to
Man.
be able to travel with the gold now, bro, and to be able to like, you know, you part of history now. So like, how does that feel? You know, to be like,
Yeah,
man, like
man.
I come from
Man,
Chicago,
that
bro.
was
Like what's up?
man, that was to be able to win those championships, man, that was like it was the feeling was crazy. The feeling was crazy because in Philly, when we did it in Philly, man, when we came out, the minute we made our entrance, the place went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever been to the ECW arena, the 2300, it's an intimate venue. It's crazy, but I'm talking the building was rocking. When you talk about when people say that electricity, you feel the goosebumps
Yeah.
coming out and making that entrance. That's all you like. You can just feel it. Like they was behind us 100%. And to go out there and to beat a team like the Von Erichs and Sammy Guevara, and then have the place erupt. Carly said it one time before, to hear the 1, 2, 3, and then the crowd
Yeah.
explodes. That feeling is what you want when you become a champion. You want to be, you want the place to lose their mind. And for us to go out there and win, and then the place goes crazy, that feeling, I'll never forget that. Like, that's something that I'm getting a picture of that framed. I got that video saved in my phone on repeat. Sometimes I look at it, and it's just, that's what you live for in this business, to when you become a champion and have a place go crazy. And then to be able to do it for me and Bravo, our first championships together. We of course, we want to. Our next goal is to be tag team champions, but for him to have his first professional wrestling championship in mind, and it's us together, and with Shane Taylor, who's a pioneer, who's a trendsetter for ROH, and who's been a mentor and a true leader for us in our group, man. For us to do that together, it was amazing, And then, like you said, for me being from Chicago, and then Carly being from New York, Queens, New York, Inglewood, Chicago, like you don't get that story too often. We don't make it to that top. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why the city is beloved, loves Derrick Rose, right? He's a kid from Inglewood who went on to be the youngest MVP, and all these things. So you see those things and you be like, man, one of his greatest quotes, he said, "Why not me?" When his MVP year, like, why not me? And that's been me and Bravo's biggest motivator, Shane Taylor's motivator, Lee Moriarty, everybody in STP. We always say, "Hey, why not us? Why
Yeah.
can't we? Why
I can
can't we
say
be
I'll be
that?"
getting down
And
too.
that's how we just want to continue to make you proud. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Tiger Style is like, he's a young Denzel. We call him Denzel Washington. You know what I'm saying? That man is he's an artist. He's intelligent. He's a magician in the ring. Yeah, man, that's a young Renaissance man. We call him young Denzel.
What else you got for him, Dylan?
Is you touched on kind of what it meant to you to go up like to a legendary family like the Von Erichs. You worked with some heavy hitters already, like guys like the Hardys, and I know you've been in the ring with CM Punk, guys like that. Kind of talk to us a little bit about working with some of the icons and the legends of the business.
Man, I think that is the biggest thing that's helped me in my career in general, whether it's in the ring or behind the scenes. Like, I'm constantly talking to our veterans and the people that's paved the way for me. Mark Henry is one of my biggest mentors in wrestling. He's taught me so much, especially as far as being a black man in wrestling and dealing with some of the things that I deal with behind the scenes. That's not anything to do racially, but just how to navigate the industry, you know what I'm saying? And being able to network. He teaches me how to do things the right way, how to talk to people, how to get the most out of your talent, how to do some research and recruiting and all these things. He's just been a big help with that. But then I got Billy Gunn on the other side, who teaches me phenomenal things. It's like I call him, that's my dad. You know what I'm saying? That's like my wrestling dad, because I've been around him so much, and his kids, the Guns are my boys. You know what I'm saying? Like my brothers. So to be able to learn from Billy Gunn on a regular, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's stuff that's invaluable that you can't ask for more. Then I got, Dustin Rhodes on the other side, who's teaching me things. And then I can go and learn from Dean Malenko, and then I can turn around and learn from Jerry Lynn about how to be a great babyface. And I could turn and learn some things from Madison Rain. It's just so many veterans that we have in our locker room that I'm always trying to learn certain things from, because it's, as Cody would say, Cody Rhodes, he had a hand in helping me do some things and training and helped me get in the position where I'm at now, him and QT. But he would always say, man, you need a toolbox. He was like, and in your toolbox, you got to have tools. If you're wearing a tool belt or a toolbox and that doesn't have a lot of tools in there, what are you doing? You can't do everything with a Phillips screwdriver or a hammer. You might need a saw. You might need a Allen wrench. You might need, a different thing. So the more tools you have in your toolbox, the better it makes you a handyman. So I try to continue to keep learning these things and putting it in my box to be able to either pass that information on, or use it for my own benefit to get me to the next level and do the things that I'm trying to do in this business.
Man, you to rub some elbows, mob, with some man, with some with some people. And my question next to you, speaking of and hearing some of the names again that you either shared the ring with or the dressing room with, who is your dream opponent? And I'm gonna ask this in two ways. I'm gonna say your dream opponent when right now, and your dream opponent when you were a kid.
My dream, man, if I had to go with my dream opponent now, man, I mean, at first it was FTR at one point, because we want FTR again. That's a tag that we want FTR again. But the if I was doing a singles, if I was doing a singles dream match for me and on a personal level, and it probably could happen, I would want to go against Roderick Strong. Roddy is I've told him this. Roddy is one of my favorite wrestlers. He's in my top 10. Probably in my top 5. Because of the things that he does in the ring, the way he sells, his intensity, his gas tank. It's something that it gets me to the point where I want to work on my cardio and just be able to go how he goes in the ring. But Roderick Strong would be my singles dream opponent. If I did a dream tag with me and Carly, I would want to go against Apollo 55 from New Japan. That's Finn and Taguchi. That would be something that would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of our style that we see with them, we modeled after those boys back when they in they junior tag days. So that would be like a dream opponent for me. As a kid, my dream opponent who I wanted to go against was probably Razor Ramon. For sure. Another man with just an infinite amount of swag and aura. You know what I'm saying? So as a kid, when I was watching that pay-per-view all fuzzy, man, that was the ladder match. You know what I'm saying? And like, come on, like Razor was them was two dudes, Razor and Shawn, that just exuded awesome. You know what I'm saying? That just was swag for days, you know?
That's what's up. What else you got for him, Dylan?
Oh, wait, hold on, wait. I almost forgot.
Talk to us.
Another dream tag opponent that could possibly happen now is for sure Edge and Christian.
What kind of match?
Adam Copeland and Christian. That'd be phenomenal. And what kind of match? Oh, we could do a chair match. I've already done a ladder match with the Hardys. So I mean, if they wanted to, we could add them in a chair match and make it official. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and the Dudleys too. If they want to just, you know what I'm saying? We can go crazy. We can go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Take them all out with new Legend Killers type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Like real
tag team Legend Killers.
Ma, from a scale of 1 to 10, how scary is it to be in a ladder match? Like being on top of the ladders, falling off them ladders, man.
Hey, bro, when I found out that we was about to have a ladder match with the Hardys, I was like, ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm built for this. But in the moment, and it's the adrenaline, bro. It's really the adrenaline. And I honestly, from being in that match, I can honestly see why the Hardys and Christian and Adam and the Dudleys and anybody else that's ever just been in a ladder match, how you just it just takes over. You just know that you got to do it. It's the ultimate. You need a great dance partners, because it's the ultimate trust to be able to be in that ring with all those variables and be able to trust your opponent that they're going to take care of you and that you're going to be able to have the match that you want to have. Mm-hmm. And just the adrenaline takes over and you just go for it, man. You just really when Jim Ross would say throwing caution to the wind, that's just what you got to do, man. You just got to do it.
I can't even imagine.
Me neither.
Yeah,
Me
man.
neither, bro.
Hey, let me tell you, if y'all ever thought that them ladders was fake or that they gimmick, hey, let me tell you something. They're not.
Man,
Hey, them Jones hurt. Them Jones is this the real thing. It's the real thing.
man, I'm good.
Yeah. I'm good behind the mic.
Same.
You kind of talked about, rubbing elbows and gaining a lot of knowledge from those before you, right? But I read that you do a lot of stuff behind the scenes as well. Is that true? I read extras coordinator.
Yes. So with AEW, I am an extra coordinator, a talent coordinator with AEW. So what that means is that I am directly responsible for booking the enhancement talent or the extra talent that you may see in matches that we have, or if we need anything to help the production of the show. One of the bigger, it used to be a job that QT had, right? During the pandemic, during 2020. But he was promoted. Cody and QT thought that I would be a great fit to take over that role, given some of my experiences being in my, I guess I would say, military, like civilian job. So in my civilian job, I managed people. I was a security director. I've always been in positions where I was a manager managing people. And in this job, with being a talent coordinator or extra coordinator, you are essentially scouting and managing people and being a go-between, a liaison, so to speak, for the company. And during that time, I was a perfect candidate for what they were looking for. I have a great reputation with a lot of the people on the indies, a lot of my peers. I was still working the indies, so I was actively out looking at talent anyway while I'm out at these shows. So it just was like I was like a guy that was like on the streets already, kind of doing the grunt work, so to speak. So it just made sense. It made sense for me to step into that role and be the one to help usher in some of the newer talent that we had come in through AEW during that time frame and still currently. I've given opportunities to probably over, at least in the last 5 years, probably at least over, and it's not even an exaggeration, at least close to like 1,500 different indie talents across the world. I've booked talent from in Australia, in the UK. So we're talking like Manchester, Cardiff, London,
Wow.
France. I've recruited talent in Scotland,
Man,
Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, all kind of places, just all over the world that we've been to so far. I've recruited these talent to come in. Some of the people who've been signed that since I've been in this role are Willow Nightingale, Sky Blue, Layla Gray, Danny Garcia, Lee Moriarty, the Outrunners, Billy Starks. Who else we got? I gave AR Fox came through. I didn't discover him. AR Fox was the man, but that was one of the biggest thank yous I could have ever gave to him, was to bring him in for extra work and him to be able to get signed and do his thing.
That's what's up.
So yeah, man, a lot of the talent that's coming through now, and I'm still getting people to come in and showcase what they got to be able to do this. You know what I'm saying? And I think that I take great pride in that. I always say that, like, one of my biggest goals in wrestling after it's all said and done, I hang my boots up, is that this all I want to do for the rest of my life is
that was going to be my next question too. Yeah.
Yeah, and that takes a lot of trust in the company too, to like even let you run off with that mantle, like, like, we think you can do that. Like, that take a lot of trust, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up. That's what's up, Ma. What you were saying, Dylan?
Yeah,
my bad.
I was just gonna. That was gonna be my next question. If long after your wrestling career is done, if that's something that you would foresee yourself doing, and I think that's important that people know that, though. I'm sure a lot of people don't know all the work that you put in behind the scenes. So that's awesome.
Oh yeah, man. I always tell people, man, if nobody cares, Cap cares. You know what I'm saying? So,
like I said,
if nobody cares.
Like I said, I've seen the grind, bro. Like, You know, man, I've gotten the honor to even, man, sit and catering and eat and see somebody. Like the first time I went backstage, it was in talking with you, Mob. I'm starstruck. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating the catering food. I'm like, yo, bro, there go Billy Gunn, or yo, bro, like the kid in the candy store, man. But like, I still saw you, you know, doing work, bro. Like every time I've seen you, you were working, whether you was in the ring or whether you was behind the scenes, you know, putting in work. So again, when you won those belts, bro, I'm just like, man, Mob deserved this. Like he put in a lot of work, man. Like some of the good guys is out here getting that gold too, bro. So like, man, just keep up the good work.
I appreciate that, man. We are like me and Bravo, man. We may not have been there from day one, 2019. My very first thing that I did with AEW is in 2019, Full Gear. I did security for John Moxley versus Kenny Omega, and they was like in a barbed wire match or something like that. And I did security for that. That was in Baltimore, Maryland. I did like a road trip with me, Lee Johnson, Alan Angels, and Cody Vance. We did like a road trip from Atlanta. We did Charlotte first, and then we did Full Gear. We drove to Baltimore for the pay-per-view. But it was just like, that was my first foray into, you know, AEW was as an extra in 2019. Before being an extra at AEW was a thing. You know, it was like, that's what was my first thing to do. And I remember that. Like, I just remember being, you know, backstage and being able to see, you know, Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian after they SCU, and they was the tag champs at the time, and the Young Bucks and MJF and Cody had a great angle when MJF turned on Cody during that time. Like, so I just remember that was my first time being an extra, you know, and to be able now to be the guy that gives people those same kind of opportunities, it's really a blessing. You know, that's what I think, that's what my calling was to do, is to put people in positions to be able to live their dream. If you're out here and you're doing the work and you're putting your best foot forward, just know that I do see, I don't want to say everything, but I see a lot. And I always try to reward people and give people opportunities that I see that they're out here putting in the grind, they're doing the work, and that there is now another company that you can go to and that you can showcase your skill. And you may not get signed right away. You may not get signed here, but you are going to be, if you come here with the right attitude and you come and learn from some of these great people that I've named and the people that you may see, and you take it seriously, they'll give you some of the tools that you need to be successful to get to where you want to be. Whether it's here, whether it's on the other side of the fence, whether it's New Japan, wherever it is, you are going to, if you continue to do the work, trust me, I'm seeing it. And when the time is right or the opportunity presents itself, you will get, you know, your just due. Just continue to keep working, continue to keep doing the work.
That's what's
Dope,
up,
man.
That's
Got
what's
anything
up.
else, Break?
Oh no, man. Hey, I can always shoot him a text if I I want to say, man, first and foremost, bro, we appreciate you for taking the time out of your busy schedule, man, and doing this for us, man. One thing my co-host Dylan wanted us to do is get some superstars on the channel, and for you to be the first superstar that we got on the channel, bro.
Oh man, superstar! I appreciate that.
Hey, bro.
Hey man, you know what? That's it's a crazy thing for you to say that, and I know you know me. You know what I'm saying? You know where I come from and what I do, man. This year was the first time where I really had to get kind of used to hearing that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just, and I don't know if it's being humble, and
humble, bro. We come from humble grounds, dog. We come from humble grounds, bro. Like so much stuff we don't expect in life that happened for us, bro. Is just like you just appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So like we come from these humble grounds, bro. So you just a humble guy, man. But hey, like we appreciate you. I appreciate that, man. We 100% appreciate you, man. So I'm happy that we were able to make this happen again. My co-host Dylan, like he's been the heart of this channel, bro. So for, you know, me to be able to contribute to this and something that he's been wanting to do too, like this is a good day, bro. Like I'm happy, like real talk, bro. Like real talk, Mob. So again, thank you for being our first
I
superstar
appreciate
up
you
on
guys.
here, man. You know, bringing little Six with you. You know what I'm saying? Sure to go. Hey, can we see the up close and personal, bro?
Hey,
Up close and personal. Bring the bell. And it's dope how like they
Woo!
you know what
really
I'm
let
saying?
y'all just take
That
the
thing's all
belt.
cleaned
Like,
up too, man.
Hey man, hey man, you know I had to get them right. You know what I'm saying? I took him to get a haircut the other day. You know what I'm saying? Got him faded up. You know what I'm saying? I knew he was gonna,
that's what's
I knew
up,
he's gonna be
man.
out here. You know.
Again, we appreciate you, Dylan. Any final things for any final words for Captain Shawn Dean right here?
Nah, man, I really do appreciate you taking the time out to do this for us. Appreciate everything you did. Just put 30 minutes on the clock, so we really do appreciate that. One final question, the most cliche
Let's go.
professional wrestler question of all time. You probably know where I'm going with this. Your Mount Rushmore.
Oh, my Mount Rushmore. Okay, so
Put him on the spot.
I'm gonna get Sting. I'm gonna get Ric Flair. I'm gonna get Stone Cold, and I'm gonna throw the Rock up there.
No, Mr.
I'm
Perfect.
gonna throw the Rock. That's
That's his top
I
five. That's his top five.
perfect.
Remember?
So that's my top. That's my top. But if I'm going Mount Rushmore, if I'm going who I feel like changed the game,
Uh-huh.
I feel like Sting was the biggest wrestler that wasn't in WWE. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't on that side of the fence. All of Ric Flair, I mean, he's for whatever, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those guys that like, whatever. He's the man. He did what he did for wrestling, and that like he was. To me, he was one of those guys that had that aura, you know what I'm saying? And then Stone Cold and The Rock, there was just two guys that I saw growing up that I followed from
Game
the beginning of
changers.
their career to the end. And that if anytime, yeah, they ushered in a whole different era that changed wrestling forever. You know what I mean? Like he got on the shirt, you know what I'm
Right?
saying? Like you can't like that's a shirt that if anybody sees that shirt, they know what time it is.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So same with The Rock. He just changed the way, and people don't know. I mean, what people should know, The Rock did it in like record time. Like the man was only a professional for 6 years before he left, and he changed the game in 6 years.
Bro, what don't we talking?
So yeah, that would I would have
my
to. That
favorite.
would be
My favorite is Stone Cold. Dylan's is The Rock. And we talk about just how like short time spans, you know what I'm saying? As far as like them guys, like they came in there, like they blew the business up and like that was it. You know what I'm saying? Like The Rock was on, like you say, like 6 years. The Rock was really there. Then he went to Hollywood. Stone Cold had, the issues
He
with the
went to
neck and
Hollywood.
stuff. And then, he was gone. So like those guys, like you right, they
Done,
were
yeah.
there, and then it was man. But again,
once Stone Cold hit the ground, once Stone Cold hit the ground running, like he had his stuff with, he was in WCW and he was in ECW and all that. But once he hit the ground running and Vince and whatever let him do his thing, he did his thing, and it was just nonstop, and that's what the game needed at that time, and it wasn't nobody that could do that besides that man. I mean, you can attribute some other people in there like Taker, Kane, all these other guys, but those two went crazy, and that they just had they changed the game. They changed the game. If I had honorable mentions, I'll throw Shawn Michaels up there. I'll throw Triple H in there a little bit. Honorable mentions. Undertaker, Trips, Shawn, Dusty. I throw Dusty in there too. Honorable mention, changed the game. You know what I'm saying? He was another man. I'm not just saying that because Cody's dad and Dustin's dad, but that man had aura. When you what I've been learning in wrestling, man, if you got enough charisma, it don't matter what you look like. If you got charisma, people are gonna love you. People are gonna be attracted. People and fans want to feel like relatable to that person. So if you got that aura to you, that charisma, man, it's nothing that you can't like. My boy Bravo, aura overload, and I'm telling you, he's a star. You know what I'm saying? He is a star, and that's just you just can't teach stuff like that. So yeah.
Facts, man. Well, Mob, we ain't gonna keep you too much longer, bro. I thought about 6 more questions, but I ain't gonna keep you too much longer, man. Again, like I say, man, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much, man, for taking the time out. Again, we appreciate you so much. I'm gonna let my boy Dylan go ahead and take us home, man. Take us home, Dylan.
Yeah, first and foremost, plug anything that you want to plug. Where can everybody find you?
All right, man. You can find me on everything at Shawn, SHAWN Dean, DEAN 773. That's on IG. That's on X. That's everywhere you got social media. That's where you're gonna find me at. You can also catch me, busting people heads open on ROH Honor Club. You can catch me on Wednesday nights. You can catch me on Saturday nights on Dynamite or Collision. We got a pay-per-view coming up December 5th out in Columbus, Ohio. Final battle. We're going to knock the heads off of Skyflight. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, we outside. Run a hide.
So make sure everybody goes follows him. I'll leave all his stuff too in the description down below. So again, much appreciated once again for you joining us today. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the content, and that's it, man. We're out. Peace.
We out. Peace.